sky, the world becomes wider, time becomes slower. And for a moment, we remember that life is not only about the things we build, it is also about the world that was here before us, the world that continues beyond us. There are places where nature still appears almost untouched, places where the sounds of animals are louder than the sounds of machines, places where the night sky remains dark enough to reveal countless stars, places where rivers still move freely through the landscape. These places are reminders of what the planet can become when life is allowed space to exist. But even the most remote environments are connected to the rest of the world. Changes in one part of the planet can eventually affect another. A change in temperature, a change in rainfall, a change in the availability of food, a change in the movement of water. Nature is connected across distances that may seem impossible. The health of one environment can influence another. The disappearance of one species can affect many others, and the protection of one habitat can create possibilities for countless forms of life. This is why understanding nature matters, not only because it is beautiful, not only because it is fascinating, but because it is the system that supports life itself. Every forest, river, grassland, wetland, ocean, and mountain is part of a much larger story, and every species has a role within that story. Some roles are obvious, others are hidden, but the absence of even small parts can eventually create changes that are much larger than expected. The natural world is incredibly strong, but strength does not mean endlessness. A forest can recover, a river can become clean again, a population can return, but recovery takes time. And sometimes the damage can happen faster than nature can repair itself. This is why every generation has a responsibility to understand the world around it, to observe, to learn, to protect. Not because nature needs human beings to save it. Nature existed long before us, and if humanity disappeared, the natural world would eventually continue in some form. But we need nature. We need clean air, we need water, we need food, we need stable environments, and beyond all of these practical needs, we need the sense of connection that nature provides. The wild reminds us that the world is not entirely under our control, and perhaps that is important. In a world where so much is designed, measured, controlled, and predicted, nature remains unpredictable. A storm can change the landscape. An animal can appear unexpectedly. A river can change its course. A seed can grow in a place where no one expected it to. Life continues to surprise us, and that mystery is part of its beauty. There will always be things we do not understand, species we have never seen, places we have never visited, behaviors we have not yet discovered. The planet is still full of secrets. Even in an age of technology, satellites, cameras, and constant observation, the natural world remains larger than our ability to fully understand it. Somewhere beneath the water, something is moving. Somewhere in a forest, a life is beginning. Somewhere across a distant landscape, an animal is following a path known only through instinct and memory. Somewhere above the clouds, a bird is traveling toward a destination it has never seen before. And somewhere, beneath the surface of the earth, roots are slowly growing through darkness. Life is happening everywhere, often without witnesses, often without recognition. And perhaps that is what makes it so powerful. The natural world does not perform for us. It does not change simply because we are watching. It exists in its own time, according to its own rules. And when we take the time to observe it, we are given the opportunity to see something greater than ourselves. We see patience, we see struggle, we see cooperation, we see adaptation, we see beauty, we see danger, we see loss, and we see renewal. The wild is not perfect, it is not always peaceful, it is not always gentle, but it is real. And within that reality, there is a kind of balance that has been developing for longer than human history can measure. Every creature is part of the ongoing movement of life. Every landscape holds memories older than any human civilization. Every river carries the history of the land through which it has traveled. Every forest contains generations of life that came before, and every new generation continues the story. The future of the natural world is still being written. Some parts of that future are uncertain, but every day, life continues to demonstrate its ability to survive, adapt, and begin again. A new morning arrives, the light reaches the landscape, the wind moves through the trees, the water continues its journey, animals begin another day, and somewhere something new is growing. This is the quiet miracle of nature. It does not need to be extraordinary to be remarkable. The simple continuation of life is extraordinary enough. A single leaf unfolding, a bird crossing the sky, a creature finding its way through the wilderness, a river moving toward the sea, a forest standing beneath the changing seasons. These moments may seem ordinary, but together they form the greatest story on earth. A story without a single author, a story without a final chapter, a story written by wind, water, sunlight, time, and life itself. And as long as the planet continues to turn, the story will continue. The forests will